it's Liz Yule from Old Stables Crafts, UK independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I have got a project. Sorry, my brain is really going. I've got a project using one of the stamp sets that I bought when we had our birthday stamp discount. And it's the Be Thankful set, which I think is really, really cute, and I can just see so many cards that I can make with it. And this is the first one that I have made. It's a very simple card. This is not tricky. This is perfect when you've had a birthday, which of course I've got coming up very soon. In fact, it may even be today. I really don't know when I'm going to be showing this. I might have already had it. Anyway, so yes, if you've had a birthday, you've got Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving if you're in the States. So yeah, I think it's just a lovely stamp set, and I'm really thrilled that I got it, and that I got it at a discount. And because of course I'm a demonstrator, I got it at a discounted discount. So let me show you how I made it. Now, there's one thing I should say first. I do not put the stickers on the back of my stamps. There are two reasons for that. A, I find they stick better if you don't. That's just my personal thing. But also, I think that if you put the sticker on and it's slightly out, you're always going to stamp slightly out. But this is a tricky stamp because there's no obvious straight lines for you to follow, but it does need to be straight. So I did some maths. Well, not maths. I did lots of stamping and drew. So basically what I did was I made a mark on the side of my stamp at the far side of the K, because these are basically square, and the H. I then stamped using those little marks to make sure that it was straight. It was. So I then joined those up. They are parallel, which was a miracle. And then I just drew a right angle, and I did that by just popping it on my grid sheet so that the lines were straight, and then just drew across. That now means, famous last words, that I should always be able to use this stamp so that it's square, or how I perceive it as square. So let's see whether I got it right. I've got a basic Whisper White card base, so that's a half sheet of A4 scored in half, scored down the middle and folded in half. Yes, that's right. And I'm using the Neutrals 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. I've had this in my drawer for a while, and I thought it was time to break it out. This was using Night of Navy, which is now a neutral, and the Night of Navy gingham ribbon. And I've used the Night of Navy combo for the alcohol markers, the blends. I really need to get my brain looked at. This time I'm going to go for a slightly more of a contrast. I'm using Smoky Slate, so the paper and the matte, and as ever all the dimensions will be on my blog post, which is linked below. But I'm going to then colour in Poppy Parade and use the Poppy Parade textured weave ribbon from the Autumn Winter catalogue. So the Night of Navy gingham is in the annual catalogue, and this is in the Autumn Winter. So enough procrastination and general chit-chat. Let's grab Memento, because that is the ink that is alcohol marker friendly, so we like it for our stamping blends. And I'm just going to ink that up, and I do a bit of a wiggle just to make sure it's well inked, and then bounce up and down to take any skid mark out, because if you wiggle you do tend to get a skid mark, particularly it'll be on the B body, because it's a solid piece. So let's make sure we're in camera. Let's get that out of the way because I don't need that. And that is square. So if I line up my lines so they are square, as I say, famous last words. I should say this is an E block. Fingers crossed, everyone. It does look square. Yay! It worked! I'm always always slightly surprised when these things work. I'm going to leave that to dry just for a moment. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to put my card base together. So, as I say, standard sizes, so 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, 5.5 by 3 3/4. First thing I'm going to do is grab my snail. Didn't know I had 2 on my desk, I've just had 1 run out. Had I but known, I needn't have filled it up again. Hey-ho, doesn't matter, I will need it. So, just pop snail all the way around that and pop it on the middle of our mat. And grab my Poppy Parade. And this is going to be just a wee bit up from the bottom. It's going to be about 1/2 inch, so about 1 centimetre if you're in metric. Just cut a length. And I'm just going to attach that to the back with some snail. I will be making that a more permanent stick adhesion. Find a way, let's use the thick line, then you can see I'm coming down about 1/2 inch or 1 centimetre, and then across the back, and then just so that we know we're accurate, line it up again and line up the ribbon and wrap it round. And then I'm just going to bring in the reel and tie a knot. Going all in the wrong direction for me. Hey ho. Just tie a knot at one side and then trim at a diagonal. And you just want those to be roughly the same length. There we go. So that is our basic card base ready. Just pop it on the card, and this is where I say I'm going to make it slightly more, the ribbon slightly more stuck down, because I'm going to use tear and tape just to make sure that everything is in place. So tear and tape down the side, and then snail will do fine across the top and bottom. But that extra piece of tear and tape does just make sure that that the ribbon isn't going to go anywhere, because snail is great. But if you've got something like ribbon which could be pulled from the front, you want to make sure that it's got a bit more to resist against. So, whoops, this way a bit. There we go. So that's our basic card. Right, so I used the Night of Navy combo for the original. I'm going to use the Poppy Parade combo, plus Granny Apple Green Dark and Daffodil Delight Dark. And actually I'll do those first. And all I did was colour in any bit of the bumblebee that was white, other than his eyes, because we don't want a jaundice bee. I just coloured them yellow, just like that. I've left his wings and I've left the little flowery thing, and then just bring in the Granny Apple Green, just to add a little pop of colour. And I went for a nice bright green because it's obviously quite cartoony, so I think a cartoony colour would be best. We're just getting to that point where the sun is coming through my Velux, and I'm going to have to stop filming for a while. But that's fine, because on the day when I'm filming this, I'm going to be taken into Oxford by my husband, who is going to very kindly buy me my birthday present, because I'm filming this in advance of my birthday. So, yeah. And you have all given me the best birthday present in the world, which, as I've been saying, probably until you are bored with hearing it, which is probably why you've done it, for which many thanks. My birthday is the 1st of November, and I had set myself a goal, for no other reason than goals are good, of getting 5,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel by the 1st of November, and you have absolutely blown me away, because as at when I'm filming this, I've got, I think it's 5,000 £1.30, something like that. I'm just so thrilled. Thank you so much. It really is lovely that you are supporting me in that way. And if you're in the UK and you feel you could support me even more, then if you choose me as your demonstrator, that really helps me bring you these videos, and it helps me being able to buy additional products so that you don't just see me using the one stamp set. But I do run this as a business, so it does have to actually pay for itself. So, yeah, and you help me do that. So thank you very much for those of you that do support me. If you do support me by buying from me in the UK, please, 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 can you add the host code? Because if you add the host code, you get to share in the host rewards. If you don't add the host code, I can't give you the host rewards. So, yeah, I do on occasion, you know, if someone hasn't used the host code, I do on occasion send them a little bit of something extra, but you only get to share in the actual rewards if you use the host code. So please don't forget to use it. It's always in the description bar of the video. Now, obviously, that's as at when the video goes live. So do bear that in mind. But it's always updated on my website, on the sidebar of my website. So again, the blog post will be the host code as at when the video goes live. But if you go to my website just any time, you will find my host code. So if you use the link below and then just go to my main website from there, the home page, you will find the host code. Actually, it's in the sidebar of the blog as well. So do please use that, because it's just a way of me sharing a few extra bits. So it would be a real shame if you were to miss out on that. And I try to pick things that are, you know, maybe not something that you would ordinarily think of getting. I try to find things that are hidden. Occasionally I manage to get stamp sets for everyone. If it's been a particularly good month, then stamp sets can be the order of the day, particularly if I can get my hands on the host stamp sets. So yeah, right, and we are there. So I basically, you will have seen, I alternated the light and the dark of the stamping blends so that it just had a bit of, you know, a bit of difference. And then we'll just pop that on our card. So there you are. As I say, a really simple card, nothing complicated at all, really. Even the knot is a bit of a cheat. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to buy anything from me, there's a link to my online store in the description bar, or otherwise you can go over to my website and there are links all over that. Thank you very much indeed, and I hope to see you again very soon.